I'm Heather Dinich here with ESPN's Joe Shad at the DuPont Circle Hotel in Washington, D.C., where university presidents, a group of 12 men, have approved a 4-team playoff for college football. Joe, what do you think this means for the future of the sport? Where does it go from here?
We've waited so long for this, Heather, haven't we? I mean, if I had a quarter for every time a sports talk radio host asked me, will we ever have a playoff in college football? And of course, now it has happened. And you know, I really like the things that they've come up with in terms of no one conference getting everything that they wanted, and no one conference feeling that they were completely shut out. This really was a consensus agreement. It'll really be fascinating to see how this plays out starting in 2014.
There's still a lot of questions that have to be answered. They haven't determined the 6 bowls. There are the 3 contract bowls, the Rose Bowl, and there's also the Champions Bowl and the ACC's tie-in, which is likely to remain the Orange Bowl. The other 3 bowls up for debate. Also, the selection committee still on the table. Joe, what are you hearing about how some of these other questions might be answered and when, maybe?
Yeah, the selection committee is really one way that they were able to actually agree to do this. And so one conference commissioner told me he expected there to be about 15 members on that committee, and that it would likely include current commissioners and/or athletic directors, sort of like the model that they use with the NCAA men's basketball tournament, but that it might also include some former coaches or perhaps some people who are familiar with athletics but not particularly tied to one conference or university. And I also think that they're not going to try for that RPI-like formula that was discussed to sort of guide the commissioners. They're really going to go more with strength of schedule, did you win a conference championship, and really, you know, did you pass the eye test? How good a team are you?
This is a 12-year deal that will begin in 2014, run through the 2025 season. So obviously it's solid. It doesn't seem to be expanding anytime soon. Are there any potential hangups that we might see with this system that jump out at you right away?
Well, one of the things that jumps out to me is that the non-traditional power conferences, what we previously labeled as the non-AQs, might not be entirely satisfied, nor might be some of their political constituents right here in Washington, D.C., with the access that, or lack thereof, from a guaranteed perspective. And what we also don't know yet is how the revenue will be distributed, how much money. And everybody says, well, there's enough money for everybody. There's enough to go around. There's going to be lots of money for everybody. But will those non-AQ schools get what they consider to be a fair percentage?
College football, as we know it, has officially changed. For more from Washington, D.C., keep it right here at ESPN.com.